Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be testing if the GTX 970 can run VR games well in 2024, and can you have a fun time playing it? Well, the short answer is yes, and some of the results kind of surprised me because the 970 is a 4GB decade-old graphics card, and I'm going to show you the best settings for each of the 8 VR games I'll be showcasing in this video. The rig that we'll be using is my actual personal PC for now. That one's my new one. That one's my cousin's in the background, but this is my new one. One right next to me is my old one. This build has an i5 6600, 16 gigabytes of Crosshair DDR4 RAM, and an EVGA GTX 970. If your PC specs are better than this, then you'll probably be fine with playing PC VR in low, medium, high, higher ultra settings. And yeah, for all these tests I am using Steam Link for it, and the resolution I'm using is 1832 by 1920 at 72 Hz. This is indeed the native Quest 2 resolution. So let's get started, shall we? The first game we'll be testing is Contractors. This title ran actually really well. No stutters, no lag drops, just a smooth experience. The settings I used are all settings set to high except for shadows, which I set to medium because shadows are very GPU inducing, and anti-aliasing, which I set to low. I think the game looks better that way. I tested this on the most intensive map, parking lot, and it was buttery smooth. This map is more intensive because there's more lighting and shadows in the crooked areas, and it makes the lighting look perfect. Next, I tried Downtown, another intensive map, and it was smooth as well. This game ran very well, and it's actually one of my favorite VR shooters out there, and maintaining a high 60 FPS. The next game we'll be testing is The Forest. This game locked my FPS at 45 for stability reasons, but it was still an amazing experience, and it looked stunning, like it looked beautiful. The game had no lag drops. I played for about 10 minutes and nothing bad. I really enjoyed it. And then I went into the caves. I think I noticed the frame rate went about a bit higher, probably because there's not as much lighting, and it's more darker, which isn't as intensive. But yeah, it was I had no problems with the game. And I even got the modern axe. The third game we'll be testing is one of my top 5s, Blade and Sorcery. It's really amazing, everything from the physics to the battling, and it's a very brutal game, which I like. This game ran quite well. The game also locked my FPS around the 40, 45s, and the settings I used were super sampling set to 1.0, upscaling to normal, MSAA at 2x, if you want a bit more higher FPS, set it to disabled, texture quality set to medium, and shadows at 30M. I loaded up Canyon and played for about 20 minutes, and I experienced a thing where the game would freeze for a moment, then come back. I believe this is due to the VRAM running out and the shaders reloading. You might experience this in other titles, but it is still better than lag, to be honest. Other than that, the game ran smoothly and I had a great time. The fourth game I looked at was Half-Life Alyx. This is one of the most beautiful VR games ever released. And I agree. The settings I used for this game was the low fidelity preset. The game ran smooth and no stutters or lag drops. Even though it was on low fidelity, it still looked very good. The fifth game we'll be looking at is Hard Bullet. This is another amazing VR title, and it's another brutal action game. It's also in my top 5s. The setting I used for the game was the low preset, and I stayed at an amazing 72 or late 60s FPS the whole time. I had no problems running the game, and I had a great time. The sixth game we'll be looking at is Veil VR. This is a new Unreal Engine 5 VR game that fully released earlier this year. This is another awesome VR title, and the setting I used were all on the medium and kept a steady frame rate. I played for about 25 minutes and had no problems running the game. Definitely another one of my favorites. The seventh and final game we'll be looking at in this video is Contractor Showdown. This is a new VR battle royale that released April of this year. This game is really intensive, and it's an Unreal Engine 4 title. The settings I used were all on low except the resolution, which I set to medium. Whenever I load into a map, it takes a good minute to load, probably due to the slow ass CPU. But once I load in, it lags like crazy. I would recommend a better GPU and CPU for this title. It was so bad, like when I tried to record it, it was just a black screen, and the game was really laggy, so that's why there was no video of it. And that is it. Those were the 7 VR games I tested on my PC. And some had me shocked that a 10-year-old graphics card ran quite well. I hope this video finds you well, and thanks for watching. If you want me to do more benchmarking videos, let me know in the comments down below. Again, thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day. Peace.